Hi everyone, it's Terry here sharing another process video for Bramble Fox, and today I'm using the Cheers to a New Year set and also the 2021 with the arrow, which is from this month's Fox box. I'm using this Cheers cut file from Pear Tree Cut Files, which I'm just backing in a yellowy mustard patterned paper, which is out of my Hip Kit Club. So I'm simply just drawing around it and then cutting it out. Quite a simple way of using a cut file, just backing it with a patterned paper, and I'm going to add it flush to the background. So I just use some regular wet PVA style glue. This is Tombow that I use. It does have a fine-ish applicator, so don't get it around too much. And there we have my finished cut file. So I'm just adding some foam squares to the back so that it'll be popped up on my page when I add it. So I've got these two photos that are actually from New Year's Eve. We sat outside in the snow drinking Prosecco. So I'm going to use this stripy patterned paper, which is again from this month's Hip Kit Club kit, as the base, and this kind of sparkly snow style page as the top section. I'm trying to use a little bit more patterned paper and less white cardstock as the base of my layouts this year. I just want to have a bit of a different effect. So this stencil is an exclusive from Bramble Fox that I got at a Go-Go Getaway retreat, but you can get a full sunburst, starburst type one in the shop. So instead of it just being half, it's a whole circle, so that you could use that the same way. So I've used two different colours through the stencil, just with a blending tool, just a light pink and a light blue. I'm just deciding where I want to put everything. I'm going to stick the Cheers to a New Year perspective over the Cheers cut file, and then so that it is over my photos as well. So I'm just adding some small pieces of foam to the back of the perspective so that it sticks up and is in line with the cut file. So I'm just deciding where to add the rest of my perspectives. So I've got this fun champagne bottle that says 2021, a couple of wine glasses, and then obviously the 2021 perspective. So I decided that I wanted to add some more texture to this layout, so I decided I was going to stitch some lines that were the same as the stencil. This would have been so much easier to have done before I stuck everything down, but as you can see, things don't always go smoothly, so I've just pulled out my threads, and you'll see I do it off camera, and then in the next part of the video there are some more lines, and they're done with like a light pink thread. So at the top of either the thread or the stenciled ink lines, I'm just adding some light pink sequins to add a bit of bling, make it look a bit like fireworks, so that it looks a bit celebratory. Things haven't quite gone to plan to the start of this year, but you know, we have to take the small wins, and this was a nice evening that I managed to spend with my mum, because we're a support bubble, celebrating in the garden. So I'm just adding in those glasses. It's very simple decoration, this layout. I've used lots of perspectives, so I've actually pulled out some of these mirror stars that were from an older set, I believe. I absolutely love the stars and hearts that you can get in the shop. They're always a staple that Morag has in stock, and I can't stop using them on everything. So I'm just bringing in this chipboard piece that is a house with a bit of a snowy scene to it, and I'm trying to decide whether it'll fit somewhere, because I just want to add something else to it. So it's time for a bit more stitching. So in order to bring that top section into the bottom half, I decided to stitch some of the kind of like stars through. So I've just made 8 holes kind of in a circular pattern, and then I'm just stitching through to create like little bursts, just to kind of add a bit more texture, something a bit different, but also tie it into that top half where I've got the patterned paper and also the stitched lines. And you can see a close-up of those in the photos at the end of the video. So I'm just adding my journaling now at the bottom in that little space, and then that's my layout finished. Thank you for joining me today over on YouTube. Check out the Bramble Fox Friends Facebook group and Instagram for further inspiration from the rest of the design team, and I'll pop links below as to where to find everything. Thanks again.